Hello, Wellbeing Wednesday, and the activity I've got for you today is to make your own sundial. Now, the first thing you're going to need is a template, and the template, which will look something like that, will come from the link that I sent you, but also if you just Google sundial template for the Southern Hemisphere and look for one by a group called Sky and Telescope, you can just print it straight from a PDF off the internet. And this is a quick visual of some of the things that you're going to need to complete your sundial. Now, before we even cut out this template, I'm going to turn it over, and if you look carefully you can see the lines through the page. I'm going to transfer those lines so I can see the sundial on both sides of the piece of paper. Now you'll see why I've done that a bit later, but now it's time to cut out. So following the instructions and the picture that I've got there, I've cut it out and made the first fold. Now the next thing is to make the fold along the lines here. Now if we go to the computer and search up Rowville long and latitude, so I've just searched up Rowville latitude, I'm clicking latitude or longitude, and it can tell us there. So that 37.9, which is close enough to 38, is what we're after for where we make our fold. So I've drawn a line where I believe to be about 38 is on both sides, and that's where I'm going to make the fold. So the sundial will sit something like this, and we've made our folds. We've got the angle right just for our distance away from the equator, and I'm going to make a little base and glue these little bits here onto the base. So the next thing is to make the marker for our sundial, and to do that I'm just going to make a little hole through there, make it bigger with the pencil, and try and keep it at a 90 degree or a right angle to that front angle that you've got on your sundial, and maybe just a bit of sticky tape at the back will hold it in position. Now because I've made this sundial inside, I've sort of got two shadows coming from two different lights, so I'll turn those lights off. I'd like to take it outside, but it's a really wet and dull day today, no chance of any sun giving us a good shadow. So we'll make our own shadows. I'm going to use this head torch light, but you can use any sort of torch to do the same job as the sun. So it's just about 9 o'clock in the morning, so I've got that in the right place. The sun's turned on, and as the sun comes up in the day, and you can do this with your torch at home, to be about at the very top, that'll give us a shadow right on 12 o'clock, and the sun will come down. The shadow will get longer as we come closer to the evening, and so 6 p.m. it should be there. Now if you do get a chance to take this out into the sun, there's going to be a problem in that the shadow might not fall on this side. It might actually fall on the underneath. So that just means if we get the light from this side, we can see what time it is too on our sundial. So you can probably transfer the numbers through as well. So have some fun with your sundial and just pretend that your sun is summer sun sometimes and has short shadows, or winter sun sometimes and has longer shadows. And remember that the sun starts in different places in the summer and winter. You can also draw onto the cardboard. That's one good thing about having the cardboard, and extend those lines. Now to make sure your sundial is pointing in the right way, you'll need a compass, and I've got one on my phone here, and you just have to line up north like that till it's about 0. You can even put it on the front of your board probably until it's lining up exactly north, and then you'll know, if you're outside of course, the sun will be in the right position, the sundial is in the right direction to get the right time. So people have realized from a long time ago that their shadows can tell what time of the day it is because they change as the day goes through. This is a really old one, apparently 2,000 years, and you can see the grooves and the shadow line telling us what time it is. Another fancier one, and the angle of the sundial will change depending on where you are in the world. And this one, the edge, the very front edge of that is what tells the time pretty accurately. And of course you can do just the same thing with a stick in the ground and mark it on the ground. And also you could even just use a bit of chalk on concrete and do it in your own front driveway. So hopefully you have better luck than I did and the sun comes out for you and you have a lot of fun with your sundial. Don't forget to point it towards the north.